just one of the coolest things I've been a part of so far in the sport, even though it wasn't a win or a race or anything like that. I think that was really neat and a good opportunity. And there's been some cool stuff with my kids, too. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've had a lot of fun at the Nationals and a lot of big races and, you know, any races that I've won and different things. But seeing my kids do what they do, like, that's just on a whole different level. And I wish more drivers could experience that just because, I mean, it's just the emotional pull with them, whether they win or even sometimes just watching them out there. It's just so cool to see, like, what some of them have overcome to be there. And then just to see them driving with heart, you know, is just really, really cool and, like, awesome for me to be a part of. So, yeah, they definitely make me more emotional than I get over any of my stuff.
I wanted to tell you one thing. I can't remember if it was your the profile video that is on YouTube that you made for American Ninja Warrior, or if it was in This Racing Life. But there was a quote that you said at one point at the very end of the video. You said, "I tend to make a habit of breaking glass." Did I hear that right?
Oh yeah, I tend to have a liking to shatter glass or something like that.
Yeah, I literally wanted to stand up and cheer when I heard that.
Oh.
I've got 2 daughters, and that was super incredible. What you've done over the last 5-6 years, the things that you've accomplished has been a lot of fun to watch. You know, we watch on social media, and we know what's going on, and we're very excited to see what's happening for you when you get out on the road. And we hope that the weather is much more cooperative for you and everybody in sprint car or dirt track racing in general next year.
Thank you.
What is the crowning achievement? Where do you want to get? What's the ultimate goal here in the next 4 to 5 years? Do you have? I'm sure you do. I know you do. But do you have one that you're willing to share with us?
I think if I could pick something, that would just be big for me. I mean, I think it'd be awesome to win, realistically someday with the All-Stars. If I was looking at whatever, I don't know how you would classify short-term versus long-term goal, but I guess, whatever path I'm on right now, I would say that would be a goal. Now, if I could pick, to get a USAC midget win for me actually would be really cool. I mean, that's obviously not really the path that I'm on, but I don't know. That's something that I would love to have in my portfolio. And then, if by some chance to get NASCAR or IndyCar experience someday, I just think that'd be really cool, especially on the NASCAR side with my story and how I met a NASCAR driver in a mall, and that's what got me into the sport. I've always thought it'd be cool to at least say someday that, if I could just run an ARCA race someday or something, to just kind of bring that full circle. And I've, tested stock cars and driven them and stuff, and I like driving them. So that would be neat, but financially, the sport is tough as usual. So we'll see.
So you mentioned that you got into the sport because you met a NASCAR driver at the mall. That was Casey Kane. Have you stayed in touch with him over the years?
I have. It took a long time though, but I actually didn't meet him in person again until this year was the first time. And so, yeah, he's super nice and super cool, but there's about a 10-year gap from when I met him in the mall to when I met him. I think it was at the Chili Bowl was the first time we ever spoke for the first time. So, yeah, definitely super cool and very grateful for the influence he's had on my life.
So, and you also mentioned you'd like to get a USAC win. Do you have laps in a midget car? Sorry, I didn't see that in the history, but have you had that opportunity?
I've had a few. Can't say it's gone overly well, but it's, again, it's so far off from what I've done, and it's something that those guys race 90 times a year. And so if I could just get 20 nights, that'd be great. But again, you kind of have to evaluate where your focus is at, and that's hard for me owning a sprint car team. It'd be different if I was just a driver or something. But for me, owning a team, not only that, but owning a team where sponsors are funding it, like genuine corporate sponsors that don't really know a thing about motorsports. And so I just can't really, if they expect me to run sprint car races, I kind of have to do that. And to try and get outside of that sometimes is tricky depending on what the situation is. But yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. I mean, I don't know. I think there's some doors there open for me. It's just been a matter of whether sometimes you just have to pick, and you have to pick what's best for you. And so looking into this fall or winter or whatever and looking at Chili Bowl versus, sprint car stuff or midget stuff in the fall versus sprint car stuff, you just kind of have to figure out what you'd rather do and what's most in line with your goals. And so we'll see what happens.
But if somebody had a ride for you, you'd be all over it. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Right. That'd be awesome. We'd love to see you get that opportunity. So.
Yeah.
But McKenna, we appreciate your time. Thanks for getting on the phone with us this evening and doing an interview with us. And we definitely want to see you in Ohio next year. Yeah.
No, we'll see. So I'm in the process right now trying to figure out logistics.
Well, hopefully, best of luck with your planning as you're going in to the 2020 season. And we'll look forward to seeing more from you and seeing you on the road, hopefully, next year. And best of luck as you continue to race in Knoxville.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Take care.
As always, we're coming to you from the home of the Ohio Dirt Track Podcast in the St. Pete District Studios, downtown Mansfield. St. Pete District Studios is a full-service recording studio that can meet any of your recording needs. Rob will get you in and get you taken care of. Rock and roll, gospel, jazz, opera, heavy metal, you name it, they'll record it. Even commercial or podcast needs. Rob has clearly made major improvements to the sound of the Ohio Dirt Track Podcast, and we want to share that with you as well. So for booking, email Rob at robinrecorder@gmail.com or find them on Facebook at St. Pete District Studios.
So again, we thank McKenna Hasse for joining us on the phone on such short notice. We definitely appreciate her taking time out of her very, very busy schedule. As CJ mentioned earlier, I don't know how she sleeps, but and I mentioned earlier that she went to Four Crown Nationals by the looks of it, and maybe even Kokomo on Sunday. I was also there on Friday and Saturday at Eldora, and the attempt at Kokomo on Sunday. Friday, Mother Nature wreaked havoc once again. It's just been par for the course this season. We had a approximately 2.5-hour rain delay Friday night with the World of Outlaws and the USAC Silver Crown practice and qualifying sessions. But after all was said and done, we got to see Logan Schuchart take home his second ever Eldora win on Friday night. He was one spot better than he was at the Kings Royal back in July, so it was good seeing Logan get that win. Saturday night was the big show. There were approximately 124 cars in attendance between the All-Stars, the USAC non-wing sprints, the USAC midgets, and the USAC Silver Crown cars, and we were treated to great racing all night long. Aaron Reitzel was crowned your All-Star champion for the second year in a row once he basically showed up and took time for hot laps and qualifying. And Cody Swanson was crowned the USAC Silver Crown Drivers Champion at the end of the night. Basically, all he had to do was show up as well. But again, like I said, we were treated to some amazing racing all night long. The track was in perfect condition, slicked right up to a nice cushion along the wall. It produced great racing. In the All-Star show, we had Corey Eliason take the lead early, but by the end of the night, it was Aaron Reitzel picking up his, 16th All-Star win of the year, his 17th in total. It's been a dominating month of September for Aaron Reitzel. That was, I believe, his 6th win of September alone, including the Big Tuscarora 50. And Reitzel took home another nice champion's check at the end of the night. In the USAC non-wing division, it was the Tyler Courtney show. Tyler has been absolutely dominant at Eldora and the USAC sprints the last 4 shows. Tyler has 4 straight wins now at Eldora. He is the first ever person to do that. So Tyler, I don't know what's going to take to beat him, but he's been truly dominant. Tyler also won the midget feature. It was a great battle with him, Tanner Carrick, and I believe Logan Seavey. I mean, they were throwing sliders at each other from Lima. The last 10 laps just battling nose to tail, and eventually it was Tyler that picked up the win there. Tyler was also in the Silver Crown race, but he got taken out early, which kind of ruined his chances at getting 3 wins on the night. And we got to see Brady Bacon take home the win with, I believe, a pass with about 9 laps to go. So another just great race with those Silver Crown cars. And all in all, it was a great night. So after that was all said and done, I drove over to Anderson, Indiana, where my hotel was, in hopes of getting to see a race at Kokomo Speedway. But I woke up to rain, and Kokomo got a lot of rain. But Bernie at Indy Race Parts tried his hardest to get this race in with the Fast Series and the Boss Series at Kokomo. They had 21 wing cars, including names like Christopher Bell, Buddy Kofoid, Gio Scelzi, Parker Price Miller was there. Joe B. Miller was there from Missouri. I mean, just awesome, awesome names. And the non-wing cars, the Boss Series, had about 30 cars in attendance, so it was shaping up to be a really good night. But we had a late shower come through and just kind of make the track unsalvageable. Right as they got it done, basically, they had cars pushed out to do some wheel packing and engine heat, and then the rain came, and with more rain on the way, they decided to pull the plug. So unfortunately, I missed out on another race at Kokomo, but that is life. I'll just have to make sure to go there next year, hopefully. So that was my weekend. It was a lot of hours, a lot of late nights, but I wouldn't change it for anything. So again, we thank you for tuning in to the Ohio Dirt Track Podcast.
We appreciate you tuning in again to the Ohio Dirt Track Podcast. Thank you to McKenna Hasse for getting on the phone for the interview this week. And please make sure that you are sharing on social media. Give us a rating there on iTunes so that we can get out to more listeners. And let us know if you're interested in a hat. So thank you for your time, and we'll be back with you next week with another interview. And as always, get out, get dirty, and support your local track.